Highland cows up there. I can see his big horns either side. Hair tour, looks like there's a flag on it. Oh, some nice lighting on the tours. Bubblies. Clouds after the rain. It's the first time this year I feel that icy wind on my ears, you know. Oh, nice day though. It's forecast for rain, but look at it. The bubbly cumulonimbus clouds, they're always a sign of after rain, but I think more's coming. That sky. Different vlog subject. Who cares? People don't care anymore about anything. So that's about looking around me and realizing that a lot of people are just apathetic, and things in the past, like everyone used to care about everything, but because of the way the world's turned out, probably due to the internet in a big way, things people would care about a lot if you told them or if you talked to someone. People don't care about them at all now. Finding out, like you get a new workmate or something and you want to find out about their life or something. Most people just don't want to find out about your life. They don't want to know you. They're not interested in anything you have to say. They don't want to get to know you, and that's horrible, poisonous way of thinking. I mean, fair enough if you know who your enemies are and things, but there need to be places where people are trying to meet each other, and they need to have some kind of excitedness in getting to know people who they've decided they want to try and get to know, I guess, who they've decided they might like. Not the best tripod setup. I'd rather have my actual tripod, but I was stupid enough not to bring that setup. Well, it's quite nice in the sunshine, even though there is a bit of a slightly cold breeze brushing through every now and then. I feel like I should be on Broadall Golf today, but that's too far away. It's that kind of a day though. Okay, hiya folks. I may or may not have put up a video, like a diary video, leaving an inkling that I want to create this video. Oh god, I can hear the road, and when the sun goes under a cloud, it gets colder. Oof. Oh, it's a bit dark over there though, towards Brent Tor. Is that coming this way? That might be coming this way. Okay, it might be about to go from sunny to dark. Right. I wanted for a long time, and this isn't the best scenario to do it. I don't feel happy about the framing and stuff. I don't feel happy about my cinematography today, guys. Today's vlog topic is meant to be people don't care, or nobody cares, or people have stopped caring. Now, I don't know if I uploaded that last little diary video, but I said in it, you know, obviously I want to do the video called Nobody Cares, but it sounds a bit like the teen angsty stereotype. You know, it sounds a bit whiny, like Anakin Skywalker in the Attack of the Clones kind of.
Anakin. It's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back.
Whiny teen sort of emo thing going on when you say something like that. And that's not how I want it to come across. That's not how it should be taken. Obviously it's up to anyone viewing something or listening something how they want to take it, but the autopilot response to hearing someone say, nobody cares, I wish someone would care, nobody cares about anything, who cares about what's going on, is for them to say, don't complain, you're a whiner, stop being a baby, there's nothing wrong, and things like you should work on your self-worth, or you shouldn't look to others for self-affirmation, or something like that. That's the wrong response in my opinion. So some examples, like if I say to someone, say a work colleague or a friend, although they probably wouldn't be a friend if it was this sort of reaction, like I went up a mountain the other day, like they're like, what did you do the other day or something, and I tell them, or I volunteer to tell them something like, oh, the other day I was over at this place and I did this thing, and their response is disinterest or sure whatever, or not to say anything, or to think like this is uninteresting, this is boring, And it might not be a subject they're interested in, sort of thing. But that immediately breeds in me the response of also not being interested in what they do, like complete disinterest in what they're about. And we'll talk about apathy as well, which is part of the I don't care phenomenon. Less people care these days than they did when I was younger. I do think it's also, as well as just a general behaviour that I want to talk about. So this might have to be a series of multiple videos in a way. It's a change over time in the general population's behaviour toward each other, like a lack of trust, mainly because of what the far left have been doing, like when you're dating as well and you try and tell someone about yourself. In the past they would have been interested and it would have been a get to know you type scenario where I want to find out about this guy's hobbies and pastimes, and the guy wants to find out about the girl's interests and what they do and what they like. That seems to be less likely these days to happen between people trying to meet each other than it did when I was younger, when a lot more people seemed to be actually doing that. And I think that's because a lot of people have been reading mainstream media and they've been listening to what other people have been saying and taking it on board, and they've been looking at this kind of live, love, laugh at ideology. Basically an ideology has been polluting the brains of so many people that they can no longer think in the good ways that they did in the 20th century. They have an apathy towards each other. There's a low trust, there's a lack of trust. Like for me, the lack of trust situation is, I don't want to date a feminist, I don't want to date a leftist, I worry about talking to someone. Like if I want to talk to a girl to ask her out, I worry about even taking that step in case they might be a feminist, and then they'll demonize compliments, they'll demonize flirting, they'll demonize the general idea of men and women getting together at all, unless it's some sort of OnlyFans scenario or boss girl scenario or behavioral manipulation games that the leftists play and all that. And I also don't want to find out that the person's like a lesbian or something, because that's a dead end immediately for me. And then I don't want to find out that the girl's taken. That's another one, but that's like a hurdle for everyone to get around. But to even take the first steps into asking that, we've all been heavily demonized by leftist politics, speech-wise in particular, for any speech we could possibly say to someone. So you have to, you can't really say anything to these types of people without it being demonized. So it's best not to try with them in the first place, which means you have to begin meeting people by finding people of your own ideology, because you automatically don't trust people of the other political ideologies, and everyone is very politically minded now. Everyone's like, what are this guy's feelings about Trump? What are this guy's feelings about Israel? What are this guy's feelings about Palestine? What are this girl's feelings about the war on terror and September 11th? And what are this girl's feelings about conspiracy theorists? And what are this girl's feelings about lockdowns? So everyone's on the watch for everyone else. Everyone's stepping on eggshells, or trying to avoid stepping on snail shells, like with how they talk to each other. Everyone's intimidated from the get-go by all the strangers around them. I guess it's what you would call a low trust society, when I guess in the 90s and that era, everything before then was a high trust society. People would be more inclined to talk to a stranger or their neighbours or random people on the street at night. That's not as likely now. See, I knew not only is it a bad framing setup, but I'm getting distracted by traffic, and I'm getting away from the core subject, which is very hard to focus on, which is care. Not care specifically, because I'd say that's about like looking after someone who has an illness or something, like being a carer. But nobody cares as in disinterest, apathy. So here's another one. People are being attacked in the street. This is not a euphemism or a metaphor. Like, people are being stabbed in the street in America. There's footage of it, and other people are not coming to help. People are being attacked on the train by psychopaths, gangs, fists, weapons, and people aren't coming to help. People are even like seeing someone injured or wounded in a road, asking for help, and they are walking on by and not helping them. That's apathy, like, and it's not the same thing as selfishness. It's nothing to do with selfishness whatsoever. But, that's the extreme end of things. I'm interested in the extreme end a little bit, but I'm more interested in the day-to-day, like just trying to communicate and make friends and talk to the friends you've got and the family you've got, the people you know, and meet new people from around you. That's the apathy I'm mainly concerned with. And it's like I was telling my boss that Alfie died, my cat, who I walked around here with not long before he died, a month or two ago. I was telling her that he died and she didn't care. Like, she heard me say the words. I could see her in front of me, not reacting with any empathy or any sympathy at all, that my best friend had died. And I also told her about my domestic abuse situation. And, at the start, when she let me have the job, she actually did seem to care. She was sad about it. She was worried about it. She was worried for me. She wanted to help me by giving me the job, and she did. And these days, when I bring up the domestic abuse situation to her, like, I'm saying, like, it's hard for me right now. I'm struggling right now. It's very difficult for me to be happy when I'm being attacked and things. I brought up when I was assaulted, and one or two staff members cared, even though I could sense one of them was like feigning care, like they were pretending to care. At least you're pretending to care, Obviously I like genuine care. Like, I'm sensing that there's going to be another word for this, another word for care here. Genuine, I don't know, connection or empathy. Empathy's a kind of good one. Lack of empathy. Like, obviously I like it when someone genuinely cares the most, but I kind of also like it when people pretend to care to a certain extent. Then just me bringing up a huge thing for me, like, my cat has died, my best friend has died, and like, when my dad passes away, it's going to be like extra horrible for me, because I know that I'll tell people about it. I'll tell people that, like, he's gone, and they won't care. They won't even pretend. Some of them might pretend to care, like feign empathy. But I think most people who I talk to about it will just go, oh, all right, okay. Yeah, I know someone whose dad's died. Yeah, I had a family member who died once. Like, not treating it on a case-by-case basis, but it's kind of like, yes, I've gone through the thing that you've gone through, therefore it's not interesting to me. It's also like when I told my ex-girlfriend that in high school, this was a huge thing for me. In high school, a kid got set on fire in front of me, and that was a huge thing for me. That actually happened, like, physically, in some changing rooms. Some kids set another kid on fire, and it was right in front of me. And that was shocking to me, horrific, one of the most evil things. And I thought that would be as powerful and shocking a thing to hear about something that happened in my life as it was to me, to my ex. But she kind of heard that and kind of shrugged it off and just went, meh. Yeah, I think someone in my school got set on fire as well. And it's like shocking for me to hear that someone in her school also, a kid in her school got set on fire, but she didn't care about that, and she didn't care about what I was telling her. That was like this is a huge thing. It's like you tell someone about someone who got stabbed or someone who got killed in front of you. We're not meant to make that sort of stuff casual, you know, flippant, just like run-of-the-mill, mundane. You know, people don't focus enough on things, I guess is one of the things I'm trying to say. People don't slow down, empathize, focus on a thing that they've been told that's happened that should be a big thing and is a big thing. They're more inclined to just go, oh yeah, someone died, did they? Alright, no, I'm gonna go and have a banana now. Like, what? Like, you should be, I don't want to say invested, but you should be very concerned and troubled, and it should be in your nightmare. Okay, maybe not your nightmares, because you can't control necessarily what you dream and have nightmares about, but it should be in your thoughts, repeating in your head as something huge that happened to someone close to you. It's a sort of localism thing as well. Someone close to you has told you something big that has happened to them, and you should focus on that more than you should focus on starving child in Africa on the news, or there is a war on the news where strangers you've never met in your life are bombing and fighting other strangers you've never met in your life. We won't get into the government side of that, but just to say that, you know, I'm all for localism. I think we should be concerned about the people in our life, and part of that is choosing who to be concerned about, like choosing your friends, choosing people to keep close to you. Sorry, a van has pulled up in front of a giant truck on a fast road. It's very weird over there. Yeah, I think part of it is also slowing down. People don't slow down their thoughts. We're in this overly rushed society where people think they have to be fast-paced with everything. They have to talk fast. They have to get through everything fast. People are obsessed with convenience. They want to go in, do something, and rush out and rush past, particularly rush past all the people, not actually stop and stand and stare. Yeah, people don't slow down their thoughts and focus on things for longer than they did in the past. It's the same problem as when people go on YouTube and a lot of them, like the younger generations, don't watch long form content like I do. They like there's a problem with their ability to think, that they want to watch all these shorts, like these TikTok style videos. There was another internet website called Vine, I think, which was like YouTube, but it only posted, you're only supposed to post short videos, like 5 seconds long or something. I can't remember if there's a limit on it or what, but only short videos came out of that site. And it's the same with TikToks or the bullshit YouTube short things in their portrait mode, as they're made for some reason. And designed for like phone use and designed for time wasting, and in a way how like Twitter is all very short little bursts of information. It's not the same as video though. Like the kids are being conditioned not to look at long form content and just to look at really short form content and have short attention spans rather than long attention spans. To not be able to sit with a long film, watch a 3-hour film or a 5-hour film even, like to devote some time to sitting down and just looking at something and thinking about it. They want it snappy, they want it fast, they want it casual, mundane, convenient, punchy. Everything's geared toward that now, and it really shouldn't be. It's really damaging for people. It's really damaging for their thinking, because it actually affects how they behave in real life, so that they can't actually focus on another person properly. They can't actually communicate with another person properly, because they can't sit down with them, hear them out. Also, like BBC News, like TV news, you get these short little segments, like we're going to do an interview with someone at the end of our news program now. They start talking to the person starts responding to them. They begin a little bit of a debate, and then it's like, I'm sorry, Jim, I'm going to have to stop you there. We've run out of time in our slot. Now we've got to move on to the other segment, the other program. This TV show has to end now. Now we have to show the other scheduled TV show. It's like, that's not thinking, you know. That doesn't allow people to get into any sort of message or debate or explanation of a thought or a concept. It's like nothing. So, you know, TV news debates will always fail compared to YouTube live stream debates, because nobody can actually get into the meat of a subject. Nobody has time to actually counter each other, to define their position, to work things out, to have an actual talk of length that explains something. You know, people don't care, and they've been conditioned not to care. They want it all fast, low attention span, short attention span, little nuggets of bright colours that they can splash into their face and then move on to something else at high speed. It's not good for us, and it means we all treat each other like shit. And combined with the low trust society, you know, it's like someone's dying in the road asking for help. They're asking for help. They consensually agree for someone to help them. That's an important point, by the way. It goes with voluntarism and the lifeguard subject. You know, don't help someone unless they want your help. But when someone's asking for your help and they're dying in a road from some car accident, and everyone's like walking by with their umbrellas, kind of looking across, not doing anything, going, oh look, there's someone hurt there. Oh, let's move along quite fast. Someone else will deal with it. You know, someone else will deal with it. The authorities will get it. Don't worry. The police will come. There'll be a fire crew. There'll be an ambulance. Don't worry. This situation's not for us. Let's just walk on by. Like, that is part of what we're breeding with this way of living. And the other part of what we're breeding is that friends don't happen as much. You can't meet friends as much these days because people don't care when other people tell them things. And if you tell someone something that you think is a really important thing, like the other day I went out here and the other person's like, right, okay, anyway, let's go do something else. Like, no, do you want to hear about where I went the other day? Like, should we have more of a talk about it? Like, aren't you interested? Like, no, whatever. And then of course that person tries to tell the previous person about something they've been doing, and after that point it's just like all bets are off. Like, no, you didn't listen to what I had to say, didn't care about it, why should I care what you had to say? And then it's over, you know. Like, those people don't give a shit about each other. No genuine connection can be made between them. No empathy is there. They're less likely to hang out together. You know, it's done for. So people need to slow down and think and care more, even pretending to care when they hear about something that someone else is telling them, especially if it's something that should be, by all accounts, something important. Like they were in some accident, or it's the highlight of their week they're telling you about. They've been somewhere, they haven't been anywhere for ages, and they've just been to this cool place, and you're like, nah. It's not good, is it? Anyway, I got out as much as I could on this subject in this distracting situation. I might do another video on it later on to do with nobody cares or apathy. Another one for when someone doesn't care what you think and your concerns are not valuable to them. You air a concern and they don't take it seriously. They're just like, no, I don't believe in that. That's not true. That has no merit. I have no evidence for there being no merit in your concern, but your concern doesn't mean anything to me, and I'm just not going to address it. That kind of attitude, high and mighty, not caring. I mean, it's like politician and government behaviour, isn't it? Not giving a shit what the public thinks. But, I mean, they're made that way. Normal public people aren't made that way, and we can do something about it. Thank you for watching. Check it out, the rain I think is moving in. I can see rain falling from those clouds. This is my view the whole video. This is what it looked like before. crow. Oh, is it a crow or a hawk hovering on the spot right by me? Could be a kestrel. Oh, it's a little kestrel, I think. Okay, anyway, catch you later, guys.
Eric, I remembered your song. You said, can't rain all the time. That is from your song, right? Come on, Eric, I know you're here. I miss you. Get so lonely all by myself. The hell with you. I thought you cared.
Sarah, do care.